The very first time Homer ate pufferfish, he was poisoned. After examination, the doctor told him he had only 24 hours left to live. The one silver lining was that Homer would feel no pain before the following evening. In the end, he would die of a ruptured heart. Homer came to terms with his impending death in a remarkably short time, but Marge couldn't bring herself to accept it. Homer tried to comfort her by pointing out that he was the one who was actually dying. He then sat down and wrote a list of things he wanted to do the next day, resolving to get up at 6 in the morning to check them off one by one. When the alarm went off at 6, however, Homer simply switched it off and went back to sleep, and slept straight through until 11:30.
11:30? Oh, that's just great!
He hurried downstairs, ate some lunch, and set about working through his wish list. The first item was to have a heart-to-heart talk with Bart. Homer pushed open Bart's bedroom door and called him over, sharing with him some of life's hard-won lessons. He then taught Bart how to shave, tearing off small bits of tissue to press against the nicks, then dabbing on a little aftershave.
And that's how we shave.
The second item was to listen to Lisa play the saxophone. At first, Homer found it tedious, but to his own surprise, the more he listened, the more he enjoyed it, until at last he was up on his feet, dancing along to her music. The third item was to make a video for Maggie. Homer went next door to the Flanders and borrowed a camcorder. After handing it over, Ned invited Homer to join them for a barbecue the following day. Homer declined at first, but Ned's enthusiasm was hard to resist, and he eventually agreed.
Joke's on him, I'll be dead by then.
With everything on the list for his children taken care of, Homer still had one worry weighing on him, his father. He said things to Abe that he had never been able to bring himself to say before, and Abe, deeply moved, pulled him into an embrace. Homer was ready to leave when Abe suddenly asked if they could go fishing together. Homer wanted to say no, there was still so much left to do, but one look at his father's eyes made him throw the plan out the window.
Oh, let's get some worms.
The two of them sat in a boat on the water, fishing side by side, and Homer casually crossed the next item off his list. They played baseball together, splashed around in mud puddles without a care in the world. Abe had used up what little time Homer had left. Homer had no choice but to try to claw back a few minutes on the road. He floored the accelerator as if he wanted to push it clean through the engine, but just then, a police officer pulled him over for speeding. All Homer wanted was for the officer to write the ticket and let him go, but the officer seemed determined to make things difficult, refusing to write it. He even had Homer thrown in jail.
What else your tax dollars pay for, huh?
Time was running out. Homer had to find someone to bail him out, but he didn't want to spend his final hours putting Marge through any more anguish, so he called his good friend Barney.
Hi, neighbor! I can see you! Just get over here and make $50 for bail. $50? What'd you do, kill a judge?
Barney tore his house apart and barely scraped together $50. When he heard Homer was dying, he dragged him out for one last round of drinks. Homer said goodbye to each of his friends with a kiss, and then he had to get home immediately, but Barney's car refused to start. Homer looked at the last item on his list. He jumped out of the car and decided to run home. He ran and ran until he finally made it. He gave the kids a rather perfunctory goodbye kiss, then hurried upstairs with Marge. Before long, Marge was fast asleep, but Homer couldn't bring himself to close his eyes. He slipped into the children's rooms, tucked them in, and said his final farewell to each of them. For the very end, Homer chose to face it alone. He took a cassette tape of the Bible, put on his headphones, and settled into the sofa. He listened for a little while, and then drifted off into a peaceful sleep. In the morning, Marge woke to find Homer gone from the bed. She spotted him on the sofa, completely still. Then she noticed a small trail of drool at the corner of his mouth. She reached over and wiped it away, and found that it was still warm.
He's alive! Homer! Homer, wake up! You're alive!
All right, stop it.
Wake up! You're alive! You're alive!
What are you talking about?
You're alive!
I'm alive! I'm alive! And I couldn't be happier! From this day forward, I vow to live life to its fullest.